It's come back home now, and here's a figure for you. Currently, fewer than 1/3 of all parliamentarians in Australia are women. A new program being run by the University of Melbourne is aiming to address that by training a group of women who aspire to one day be elected.
Its founder is Schwartz, who's enlisted some high-profile support. And Carol joins us now. Good morning, and thanks for making time for News Breakfast.
Good morning, Virginia.
You had a pilot of this program last year.
Yeah.
What sort of response did you get from women who'd like to be trained in the way of politics?
We had a fantastic response. In fact, we had a much greater response than we ever thought possible. We have 25 places that are available, and in our pilot year we had over 90 applicants, and that was an unproven program. This year we've had over 140 applicants for the same 25 places, so we're really thrilled.
And in that pilot program, where were the women coming from? What age, what career stage generally?
Oh, Michael, it was fantastic, really diverse, and that's what we were going for. We want women from all sorts of different backgrounds, from all sorts of ages, with all sorts of different political ideologies to be part of this cohort, because we feel that the greater the diversity, the more impact we're going to have. Because, we don't really care what political ideology people come from. It's just important that they have political leadership as one of their career ambitions.
And what do you teach them?
Well, it's a course actually that's been based on a Harvard course that was called From Harvard Square to the Oval Office. And the sorts of things that we expose the women to, because it's not really teaching, I mean, it's very interactive, is how to network, how to create policy, how to communicate policy, how to solve ethical dilemmas in politics. That was actually one session that Harvard didn't have that we spoke about and we put into our course, and Harvard has absolutely loved it and they're adapting it for their course. How to raise funds. I mean, politicians all have to raise funds. It's part of the way they, they support themselves. How to present yourself to the media. How to communicate, all very important, and how to negotiate the party political machinery.
Good luck.
Yes, exactly.
Well, what's been the success rate from last year? Where have those women ended up? And more importantly, what pathway are they on to where they want to be at some stage?
Yeah. Well, we've had several of the women who've been elected to local councils, which has been fantastic, because what we do is we cater for all tiers of government. So it's federal, it's state, and it's municipal. And so we've had a couple elected to office at local council level, and we've actually had somebody who's been pre-selected for a federal seat.
Okay.
As someone who's done exceptionally well in a broad range of business as yourself, Carol, and we were mentioning earlier what happened to Kelly O'Dwyer, that tilt against her as a sitting minister while she was on maternity leave. How do women overcome either the conscious or unconscious bias against them, and also the structural bias when women are the ones who go off and reproduce? How do you push back against that?
Well, I think that's a matter of change management. I mean, we're all subject to unconscious bias. Women and men are subject to unconscious bias because we all grow up in the same society. So I think that we need to talk about those biases. They need to be exposed. They need to be acknowledged, and I think that that's the way we're going to overcome them. One of the things we discuss in this program is whether if we had a critical mass of women in politics, would politics look different? Now, I believe it would be if we had 50% of women sharing decision-making and political power. So let's hope we get there soon.
Carol, it's a really fascinating course and an interesting conversation. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Thanks, Carol.
Thank you.